Hey guys, I wanted to record a video to tackle a question that I've been getting a lot lately. And basically, it's about people having a store that's getting visitors, maybe from social media or maybe they're running some kind of advertising, but the traffic is not converting. And the first question they ask me is, so what do I need to do to make this traffic convert? Um, and a common answer you see is diving into conversion rate optimization, looking at the 10 hacks you can make to your website in order to fix it and make the visitors magically convert. Well, there might be some truth in those articles, and there are some things that need to be right. Um, your site or your store can't have any gaping holes, for example. But other than that, using these best practices or using these common advices, well, it might not be the thing that your store really needs. Your time might be better invested doing something else. So today I want to show you a couple of ways that I tackle this question. And so if I have something that is not working the way I'd like to, maybe I have a site and people aren't signing up, or maybe I have a store and people aren't finding their way to the checkout or even to the add to cart, my first instinct is always to go see what they are doing. Only by observing your visitors and seeing how they interact with the website, you can actually see what is wrong. And today I want to show you two things you can do to actually get a view on what people are doing on your website. The first is a new feature in Google Analytics, and the second one is with a tool called Hotjar. Um, and that will actually show you recordings of what people are doing on your site. So let's start with Google Analytics. So right now we're in Google Analytics. I'm in the audience section, and there you will see a feature called User Explorer. This is something pretty new that Google Analytics has rolled out, and it should be available in your own account. So what this report shows me are the client ID. This is a specific user on a specific device, then the sessions that were recorded coming from that device, average session duration, bounce rate, revenue, transactions, and then the goal conversion rate. So you'll only see these revenue and transaction columns if you have the e-commerce tracking set up. So why is this report of any use to you? Well, like this, it looks like pretty much every other report that Google Analytics has, but the magic starts when you click through. So let's do that. So here we have a particular user. We can see that they came directly to the site and they were browsing from desktop. And here you basically get a summary of what this user has done. So you know they've had 2 sessions. In total, they browsed on your site for 27 minutes. You will also see the revenue that they generated. So this report will show you for this particular user exactly which pages they looked at, in which order, and also when they looked at it. So if a user spent a lot of time browsing products and then you see them coming back for a second session a couple of days later and they do exactly the same in purchase, well, you might get some ideas on how people really use your website. So in this report, you can not only see the people that are converting, but you can also look at the people that don't convert. And maybe you get some ideas on what's happening with these users. You can also try to discover patterns between desktop and mobile traffic. So it's still a new report, but it's worth checking out to get a bit of a different view on what's happening on your website. So the other tool that I wanted to show to find out what people are doing on your website is Hotjar. They have a couple of different features. One is heat maps. You can set up some funnels or form tracking. But one of the features that I really like are the recordings. And the recordings basically make a little video from the moment somebody lands on
your store until the moment they leave. You'll be able to see everything they do. They scroll down, where do they click, where do they get hung up, where do they leave your site. Usually watching one user recording won't give you a lot of information. But if you keep going through it and see a lot of these videos, you will see people running into the same problems. So let's see here at a recording that was just made on this website. So here you can see a user, you can see a little flag where they're from. You can actually see which pages, which page they entered, which page they exited, how many pages did they visit in total, how long did it take, where did they surf from, which browser, which operating system, and also how long ago. You can further filter if you have a lot of visitors and a lot of recordings, but let's just run through this one. So here you can actually see the player. So the red trail, that's actually the trail that the mouse is going through. The yellow little dot is when I click on something. You can set the speed here, but usually if you're going through a couple of recordings, it's good to keep the speed high that you can see what they do, and then maybe slow down on certain parts. Say this page is the FAQ page, and it's the page on which the user leaves the website. So that's pretty interesting to know. So maybe there were some questions that the website didn't address, and yeah, those were deal breakers, so the visitor has left. So as I said, you can't draw any conclusions after one recording. So if you see the same things happening again and again, well, then you actually have a better idea of what to change on your site versus randomly making changes according to blog posts you've read. So I hope by showing you these two tools, you can get a bit more insight into what's going on your website.